Hello everyone, it's me, Lindan again. Luckily, I was chosen to be in the top candidates that will participating in the second round. And here it is. This is my submissions for the second round of the contest, The Greatest Operator. While scrolling through social media like Facebooks, Instagrams, and other platforms, I noticed that the only content that I kept seeing is negativity. People sharing posts, statuses about broken hearts, how terrible it feels today, sad moods, sad musics. People feeling sad and worry about things happening around them is because they always look into their life using a negative eyes, which means that everything they feel or see is just terrible. Whenever we look into negative things, we always feel down, and feeling that way doesn't help us anything, but makes our life even worse. And from that reasons, we need to do something that can make us happier and change that negative into positive. And because of that thought, suddenly a question just popped up in my mind and I wanted to talk about this topic. How can we bring more positive energy into the society? Let's get into it. Every single human being tends to see negative aspects of things. What I mean is that sometimes we look at the problems using a negative mind. Like for example, oh no, I just did a huge mess, or if I get into the problems, I am doomed. We usually think about the negative consequences first and we forget about the positive solutions that is possible for the problems that we encounter or for the bad events that happen in the society. So, to answer the main questions, we can bring more positive energy into the society by changing the way we look at the problems, always learn from the mistake that we make, and spread the positive effects that causes on ourselves to the society. The first thing that we need to understand is what positive energy is. The positive energy can be inside you somewhere that you need to find a way to express it out, since many people may need it because that energy is something that can change the whole situations, from pessimisms to optimisms. Instead of looking at problems using negative eyes and just thinking about the bad consequences that it would have, we can try to look at how we can positively solve the problems. We can take Black Lives Matter as an example. So people tend to think that BLM is a protest or a trend that was created after a black person's death, and it reflects the devil side of human, which can be called as discriminations based on skin color. And because of that thought, we forget about how this BLM can change the world and what are the benefits of this protest. Well, Black Lives Matter helps to bring back the right to act and speak for the black people and to help connect the society together, especially between the black and the white people. So, what I wanted to say is that don't just look at things in only negative aspects. We can try to change the way it looks to positive aspect, since looking at its negative side doesn't change anything. Yes, from how you view the problems, more positive energy being provided to the society. But that's not the only way that we can bring energy to the society. We can also make life easier by learning from our past mistakes instead of making those mistakes again. In general, we all make mistakes and we get to learn something about it. So usually when people make a mistake, they just think that they had created a big trouble and they think that they already did, so they just leave it. But because of that mistake, we get to experience what it's like to be in it, and afterward, we get to learn some kind of lessons. So I myself also create a big mistake in my past too. So it happens a week after the TED holidays when I came back to school, and during that time, instead of fully concentrate on the schoolworks, I decided to go online and chat with my friends, my close friends, but the difference is that I am using inappropriate language to chat with them, and that actions can be called cyberbullying. And on the next day, a parent found out and they told my parents. And at that time, negativity was the only thing that I was thinking about. But I starting to realize that it is not 100% negative. Well, I get to experience what is it like to be in that kind of situations, and I learned that the way I am using words through text messages can affect the way that I am talk. Like no one seriously want to have a conversations with a person who swears and curses a lot. And after that incident, I never use those kind of inappropriate language again. So what I wanted to say is that if you want to bring some positive energy into the society, you need to experience it yourself first and bring to yourself some positive effects. And finally, you can spread those positive effects out to people. Well, I had mentioned before, we all make mistakes and we get to learn something about it. And that positive effects that causes on ourselves, we can spread it out for people to learn from it too. The main purpose of TED Talks and other public speaking performances is to spread the positive energy to the world that need it. So the people there also caught themselves into the problems that we commonly get into, but the difference about them is that they know how to get out of there and they get to learn something after. And because of that, they wanted to share the solutions to the audience, and that spirit is basically positive energy. Again, when a negative person's caught into a problems, they basically just give up. But when a positive person's caught into the same problems, they will try to find a way to solve it and they will share solutions to the people that caught in the same problem with them too. Overall, if we keep looking forward and keep looking for positivity, the positive energy will continue to spread out even more to the society and many people will make their life feel lighter. So don't just stay forever on the dark side. Make your way to the bright side. Thank you.